Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me adjust the height ever so slightly. Hello. Those of you that are going to be using chat, switch to live chat. I'm a little bit late, so we might have lost everybody. It might be two of you, and if you're not in chat, then I don't know what to say. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Charles, how are ya? Hello, Bobby. Hello, Connie. Hello, Kelly. I sent my dad, so the reason I'm late, I just got a text message from my dad. The reason I'm late, you guys, there was a hit and run outside my window. So there was a fire truck, there was an ambulance, there was state troopers, there was, police out there. It was very loud. It was very, very loud. So I sent my dad a picture and I said, one more reason to move. He said, makes sense to me. Yay, Dad. My dad has been a huge support about my move. So how is everybody? I know, right? Yikes, exactly. It's the third accident in less than 2 days, less than 36 hours, actually. Third accident outside my window. I'm like, yeah, I'll trade that for the sound of jet skis. That's all right. Can you give a beginner's class on chakras? Yeah, why don't I do that on the VIP? Because that'll be more in depth. I'll do one on VIP. Let's set that up for, hold on, let me check my schedule. Charles, what night's good for you for the VIP group? Since Charles asked, we're going to go by Charles's schedule. I think that would be a great idea, Charles, for the VIP group. Absolutely, because we'll get really in depth there. You had to say bye to your friends on your other DJ's stream. Oh, Keisha, I've been saying goodbye to friends for the last couple weeks. I've been shutting doors on shit. Shutting doors on stuff, Keisha. Is that what you're having to do, or were you just like, hey, I'm over here on Kimmy's channel, gotta go. Got to go. So I think I'm gonna be going out of town the last weekend of April, so we could do it this week. Is there a better day to talk about chakras on VIP stream? So tonight we're just gonna chat, whatever you guys want to talk about. I've had kind of a difficult couple weeks. Everything happening in the last couple weeks. Tuesday as late as possible. Is 9 too early? Is 9 too early? That's funny, Keisha. Yeah, so in the last 2 weeks I've had lots of issues, lots of drama surrounding me in the last couple weeks, and then like I got so aggravated. Okay, you're in Oregon, so that's like 3 hours back. Oh, okay. How about we do 9:30? Would that work? 9:30 VIP chat. That would be 6:30 Pacific time, Tuesday. Let's see, VIP chakra class. Oh, but it was worse than that, Keisha. Like, what you guys didn't realize is that there was also other stuff that had been going on. It's been going on for 2 weeks. And so, I had a friend betray me pretty badly. She's dead to me. Massively dead to me. And then, there was drama from other avenues. And then like all this overwhelm, right? And the only thing that was like keeping me balanced and like feeling like kind of like settled, I overwhelmed that person because they're going through similar stuff, different areas of life. And I was like, oh gosh, Kimmy. So I was trying to do good, trying to make somebody smile, and I messed it up. Messed it up. Charles, you know we're normally chatting in there for like 30 minutes before we ever get started, so it would probably be closer to 7 on your time, if that makes sense. But it'll be recorded on the VIP, so you'll have it there too. So let me put that 9:30. 9:30 Tuesday the 20th for VIPs. All right. Both sons. Tank has been awesome, and then Bobby, who's my son from another mother now, has been very helpful. Hey, Fusion. All right. How do we only have 6 likes? Yeah, we need to talk about this like stuff. Only 6 likes. 20 people logged in. I know y'all like get straight to chatting, but yeah, I'm using paper plates and cups now. The kitchen's all packed up. Well, let me rephrase that. The stuff that's going is packed. The stuff that's not going needs to get out of here and be hauled off. So, so it's taken care of. I took care of that yesterday, and now my place looks like a tornado hit it. Hey, Tess. Y'all, I got to see, for those of you who don't know yet, I got to see my raven that I'm always talking about. You know that raven that I'm always talking about here at the Carolina Raptor Center? Oh my goodness, I love that bird so much. It's crazy. I got to see him today. I went up to, cool, Keisha, good job. Hey, Kim. So I went up to the Carolina Raptor Center this morning and walked up to the door, you know, and I'm like, am I late? Because I knew they were getting ready to shut the door like in 1 minute for the 30-minute like walking tour. And they're like, oh yeah, you can start the walking tour. I'm like, no, I just want to see one bird. They're like, do you need a map? I'm like, no, I know where he is. I can find him. So I hopped on over to Kylo Ren's pen, and well, ravens have a memory kind of like an elephant. I don't know if you guys, how familiar are you guys with ravens? Right, so ravens are associated with spirituality in so many ways, so many different religions and cultures, and so ravens kind of have like the memory of an elephant. That's why they like guard is it the London, the Tower of London? The ravens guard the Tower of London because of their memory. So every time I show up, Kylo Ren remembers me, which is so unbelievably cool. And so he saw me and he picked up a little like twig branch thing, you know what I mean? Little twig he had like stuffed down, and he brought it over partway to show me, and then he went and he put it back, and then he decided he was going to move it elsewhere, and then he hopped down on this perch that they had for him, right? And he just went to talking. He was talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and it was awesome. So for those of you that have not noticed yet, I've started putting like some of my personal stuff in the stories up here on YouTube for you guys to see, like some of the stuff I'd put on the stories elsewhere. You know, if I'm making them public elsewhere, there's no point in not making them public to you guys here too. So if you guys ever want to see that stuff, some of it's going up here on YouTube on the story. And so yeah, so he was a squawking, and then as soon as some other people came through on their little walking tour, right, he got quiet. He was mum. And he just looked at them. He's like, I'm not so sure about you. I'm not too sure if I want to even interact with you. So I'm just going to sit right here. And then when they'd get bored of trying to get his attention, making all kinds of noise, then they'd leave and he'd start a squawking and a talking to me again. And so after the last round of the people going through, oh, at one point too, and I didn't get it on camera, I was so bummed. When I walked up to Kylo Ren, I was like, Kylo, hey Kylo. And he goes, hey, and it almost sounded like my voice, the way he said it. I was like, darn, if I could have gotten that on camera, that would have been like freaking amazing. So, oh yeah, totally someone from the past. Are you talking about my bird fusion? I totally think that the bird is somebody I've known from a past life. It's crazy. And so then he hopped down to get some of his lunch. And so I said hello to the crows for a second and walked over to the other side of his pen. And he picked a piece off of his dab mouse, which was kind of a little bit gross, you know. And so he hopped on over and he stood like, you know, directly in front of me, but like a foot away from the fence. And he looked at me. And then he hopped over to the fence, right up to the fence. It was almost like he wanted to give me this piece of dead mouse for my lunch. I was like, oh, that's so sweet, but I don't need any food, thank you. So it was just the coolest, it really was. And then when I told him I was leaving for the day, he wasn't too thrilled about that. And so when I came back, I was like, you know, let me just go say goodbye one last time to him. So I went back into Kylo Ren and I told him I'd be back as soon as I could, but you know, bird has no concept of those sorts of things. Lady in the Tramp meal, yeah. I wish I could have gotten him on camera bringing me his lunch because he literally came right up to the pen. It was kind of like, do you want this or do you not? Here's this wonderful, you know, fresh, raw, dead bird, raw, dead mouse, whatever it was he was eating, you know. So, exactly. Sometimes we live a past life as an animal. I was kind of wondering, because he was doing sort of almost like, at one point he was doing almost like the mating call towards me. And so I wondered at that moment if perhaps my really weird attachment to this raven is because, you know, maybe this raven was a lover in a past life, you know. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. It was a cool moment today. Usually I don't get as much time with the raven as I did today because there's so many people. But because of the fact that, you know, we still have everything going on with the pandemic around here, it wasn't very busy. So there was only 3 waves of people that came in that interrupted. But I got to stay with him for a good 30 minutes before I had to leave. So it was pretty awesome. It was amazing. I remember just leaving thinking, we must have had a past life together because that was just, I mean, it was too cool of a moment. And it was almost like the raven knew it was going to be like probably the last moment we'd have together in a long time, since it had been a long time since I'd seen him. It was almost like he gave me the what for on how long it took me to go back to the Carolina Raptor Center. So it was cool. So if you want to see my special raven friend, he's in the YouTube story. Oh, how romantic he was trying to have lunch with you. I know, wasn't that so romantic, so cute? My feathered friend. You feed them donuts, Cheerios, and popcorn when you see them in your backyard. You have ravens in your backyard? Well, you must not be in the U.S. then. We very rarely see them around here. So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Got a small group tonight. Granted, we just started and I was late. I didn't really announce. Oh, those of you that want a weekly reading for the upcoming week, it's in the events tab up on the website. It's just a weekly general reading, and I'm going to close those out at 11 o'clock tonight, and I'll be recording them all tomorrow. I think there's some of you that are waiting on the Reiki write-up as well. I don't know how I missed that. So, what do you guys want to talk about tonight? The letter you're writing. How'd you guys do on that? I wrote a 6-page one. I'm not going to read it to you. But I wrote a 6-page one. And then one of the... it's like it blew up in my face. You heard from your son today. Oh, that's awesome. Fusion, you wrote 2. That's cool. Cool. Yeah, I wrote 1, and I keep forgetting about it. I keep forgetting to go read it out loud. I read it out loud, I think, twice, and that's it. And then I just keep forgetting about it. But granted, if you saw like the boxes, the piles, you'd understand why. It's like I can barely find anything right now. I'm so happy I got as much done yesterday as I did though. So yours was 4 pages. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. You read it before sleep. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yours blew up in your face. Now you're heartbroken. Well, so did mine, dear. So did mine. You're not the only one. But guess what? It doesn't really blow up in your face because you do eventually get what you want as long as you don't doubt it. But maybe, you know, the specifics might be a little bit different, if that makes sense. It's good to have you back, Kim. Yeah, try not to let it get you down, that's Samantha, right? Because sometimes it has to clear other stuff out in order to bring in your manifestation, and sometimes that's like minor things about the actual manifestation that you want have to be cleared out and changed. Does that make sense? Good. Yeah, no butt. Take the butt out. The butt is doubt. Yeah, let's leave the butt out. But big hug. Totally get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. For those of you who are just watching, not participating in chat, when they're referring to Kim, they're referring to Kim, who's logged in chat, because I don't go by Kim. The only people who call me Kim are people who are wanting to start war or who are trying to indicate they're under coercion. So, Kimmy for me, but if you see somebody say Kim, they're talking to Kim that's in chat. Hello, Anita. How are you? I'm excited for the upcoming week. It's got to be good. I'm holding on to positive energy for good things. I used to, y'all want one of my stories? I'll tell you one of my stories about the Kimberly thing. I have always hated being called Kim. It's like fingernails down a chalkboard. And so, I mean, this has been decades. And so when I worked at Microsoft, you know, I was in a unit of 100 people, right? And 90 of those 100 people that were in the unit were men. So there's only 10 of us women in the entire unit. I guess we were the token 10%, right? And so in this particular unit, we worked on the operating system, and it just, women were not like that analytical, you know, it's not for most females. Tess would probably be fine there. She's got the same sort of analytical mindset that I have. But most females can't really do the operating system support. And so we had a very small group. Well, there was always these guys hanging over my cube. It used to drive me insane. I'd look up and there'd literally be like, they'd be lining the cube. And they'd call me Kim. And all I would have to say is, if you call me Kim, I'm going to kill you. And they turn around and go away. So I'm like, it's a death sentence if you call me Kim. Just be aware of that. Turn around and go away if you call me Kim. And so all these boys were afraid to call me anything other than Kimmy or Kimberly. You know, it was like, don't you call her Kim. And they'd even warn new people that came in, do not call her Kim, or else she will kill you. And so, like, that was the funny thing associated with that. So seriously, if people do call me Kim, I consider it an act of war, or unless it's like a sign of coercion, and then maybe it can be forgiven. That's about it. Otherwise, it's considered an act of war. You're way too analytical. Yeah, so am I. Which, you know, was great for working on the operating system, because you have to like kind of dig down deep. And so I was a TCP/IP escalation engineer. So if somebody had problems with their web connection, I basically would rebuild their TCP/IP stack, you know, from the ground up, and I'd know what files to look at. I'd know, you know, what was causing X, Y, or Z problem on the computer. So did a lot of networking and web work there. But escalation support at that time was, if you called escalation support and we couldn't fix your computer was toast. Like, you couldn't get any further. Yeah, give them one chance to redeem themselves. Yeah, they have one chance and that's it. And I'm okay with Kimmy with an IE or a Y. Either or is fine with me. Like, I like them both. So, just not Kim. No Kim. I did get triggered by somebody calling me Kim the other day on the Scorpio reading. Keisha, did you see the Scorpio reading? Because Keisha's a Scorpio. Did you see the Scorpio reading? Oh, I don't know what that acronym is. The PPL. What is that? Yes, but not the comments. Okay. So, you know, it was a little bit overwhelming. Then with Free Yourself, right? That Free Yourself card, I got like really into it, and really, because I'm like, I've been going through so much in the last couple months. It's like, I'm the one who needs to stand up and take my power back. And so I got like really, really into it. And somebody wrote, "It's going to be okay, Kim." And I was instantly triggered. And boom, block. Oh, got you. Yeah, I know you've been through that too lately, Keisha, haven't you? I think all Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs have been through that lately. This full moon in Scorpio is going to be a doozy. So, I really believe that anybody with the Scorpio placement, with the full, yeah, I know, it wasn't too nice, was it? But anybody with the Scorpio placement, and that full moon in Scorpio hits, I think this one's going to be a little bit of a doozy. Especially with the new moon in Aries. Ew. I I had no mercy on that one, just because it triggered me so much. I just couldn't deal with it. And it was very patronizing, you know? So I felt it was disrespectful, and I've dealt with a lot of disrespect in the last few weeks all around me. So, not everywhere though, not everywhere. There's been the joy of talking to somebody I hadn't talked to in like a long time, and then the joy of a really fun Bitmoji exchange. But other than that, like everything else has been dreadful. Anything not associated with that has been dreadful. Oh, and no, also surprise phone call. Yes, exactly. It did seem condescending. That's exactly how I felt. Bitmoji. Bitmojis. I remember one time Tank and I were talking, my son Tank and I were talking via Facebook Messenger, right? And he was really big into the memes, and I was really big into the Bitmojis at that point in time, but I've discovered I don't know them now. And so my son would talk to me like with a meme, and so I'd respond with a Bitmoji, and then he'd respond with another meme, and then I'd respond with a Bitmoji, and then he'd respond with a meme, and I'd respond with another Bitmoji, and it just went on and on and on. And we were both laughing our butts off at it, because it was like we literally had a full conversation entirely with memes and Bitmojis. It was so much fun. And so it kind of like, yeah. So this Bitmoji exchange reminded me of that a lot. It really cheered up my week pretty strongly. So, hello Jen, how are you? I'm better after my second, I got my second, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it online. The second, that, the second one of those, after that, I was sick. So I was doing great. I thought everything was wonderful. Everything was fine. And so in that evening, Jen, you remember, I was doing great. 1 a.m., boom, I got 101-degree fever. And I was sick for 2 days, and I had to do a carnival. So I wasn't technically sick, right? So there wasn't anything holding me back from doing the carnival, because it was just a reaction to that particular SHOT, right? And so, but after the carnival, my son went and picked up food for us, because he helped me at the carnival, and I ate like, I don't know, like maybe a small little tiny plate, and I was like, son, I'm so sorry, you gotta go. I'm just not well. And then yesterday I had like this massive wave of energy and got tons of packing done. And then today I saw my raven, my feathered friend. It was amazing, like how it was just came on me so quickly. The festival was really neat. You guys, there's a picture of me in my gypsy garb on the YouTube story as well. So on the YouTube story, you'll find a picture of Bailey for her birthday, a picture of me in my gypsy garb for the carnival, 2 pictures from the carnival. And I think the YouTube story like stays like 7 days. It's crazy. And then the stuff from the Raven today. So I don't know. All the old regulars are gone. People come in and out, They come in and out. I did. The Raven was fabulous. Fabulous. You'll see more details on that later. But the carnival was really cool. Oh gosh, I forgot to call the carnival lady. The carnival was very cool. There was a stilt walker, a fire breather. Oh, I forgot to text the fire breather too. Okay. So apparently I'm behind on my communication with everybody. But a stilt walker, and I think like he put me on TikTok with his TikTok stuff. So anybody who's using TikTok, you might be able to find it if you can find the stilt walker. And there was a caricature artist, which was cool. That was pretty cool. That was awesome. Hello, welcome. Hi, Sonny. How are you? Y'all are like peering over the wall over at Keisha, huh? What's Keisha up to today? Peering over the wall. Hey, Keisha, we're still here. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? I'm not a TikTok person. There was a time where everybody was like, oh, you need to start TikTok. And I'm thinking, I still am having trouble keeping up with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I don't hardly use Twitter, which is tough. And then also YouTube. So hopefully once I have an actual table to work off of, I can get back to being as intensely organized as I was at my last place. Oh, hello, Kim. The other Kim. Once again, y'all. If you hear Kim, they're talking about Kim in chat. Erie, PA. Awesome, awesome. Linus. Hello, hello. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So I ended up having to get another phone, y'all. So I got another phone. So if you guys try to reach me in the evening or in the weekend, you might not be able to reach me because I'm turning off the phone that I'm recording from. The phone that I'm recording from has all my social media accounts on it. So I need to kind of decompress from that a little bit and regain some quiet time. I have to study that course I'm taking, and if I don't disconnect from everybody else, I'm not going to get that course done in time. So well, it looks like it's not spiritual chat tonight, it's just chat. That's okay. I'm okay with either. It doesn't matter. I just don't have a whole lot of oomph in me tonight, so. Jen took some time off. I'll let her tell you about that. Can you ask a question? Are you asking a tarot question or asking about a topic? Tarot I'm not doing tonight, but if you want to ask another question, I'd be happy to take a look and see if it's something we can answer for you tonight. Topic. Okay. What's your topic, dear? Fusion, check out the big book of NLP. Hey, Tudor Rose. Y'all make sure you check out Tudor Rose's channel. How do you feel about using a pendulum for talking with spirit? Oh my goodness. How do I feel about using a pendulum? I'm getting ready to buy like 3 more. I love the pendulum. I love the pendulum. Now granted, you have to make absolutely certain that you are still, which is very hard. Especially if you're working the pendulum the right way. It's very hard because it takes it a while for the pendulum. Hold on, I'll grab my pendulum. hold on. That's a really great question. Let me also get the pendulum mat while we're at it. Hopefully it's sitting out. Just let me check. I thought I brought it with me to the carnival. Just let me see if it's in here. Yep. All right. All right. You guys ready? Who logged in? Hey, Justin. All right. Yeah, I keep calling you Dragon. You'll always be Dragon Emperor. All right, so this is the pendulum I have. It's a very dark. It's amethyst, but it's very dark. See how it's the same stone as what's in my mala that's on my wrist. It can be very helpful. This is what I do. So for those of you that have not used a pendulum before, you can get a pendulum mat. They don't make this one anymore, but I really, really like this. I don't really use it for what it's intended for. So let me just note that. I will explain what it's intended for, but I just use it to make me focused on the pendulum. I don't need it underneath me to work on the pendulum. Does that make sense? So, so this has little symbols all around it, right? See, we've got months, we've got letters, we've got runes, we've got days of the week. And it also shows you the direction for yes, no, maybe, possibly. And so if you're going to use it, I would use it on serious things. Does that make sense? So I used it, one way I used it with regards to my trip. I was so ridiculous about my move. So what I did, we're gonna I'll show you. I'm gonna put some big cities on here real quick, right? So we're gonna put New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. So I'll just put those three on a piece of paper, right? So see how I just wrote them out? New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. That's it, right? So what I would do is right before my move, I took all of the little towns that I was looking at because I was informed I was being a little scattered, and they were very right. So I took a look at the different places that I was interested in, and I did the pendulum over them, and I waited for either a yes or no. If it was a yes, I put a circle around it. So let's say Spirit said, yes, Chicago is a possibility and New York is, but Los Angeles isn't. Very simply, that's what I would do, right? Then I break it down further. So use the pendulum on serious issues, right? Something that you can't get, or something that you just can't get a clear answer from in tarot. So let's say the tarot gives you kind of like a vague potential of one or two things, right? Then go to the pendulum and ask Spirit about those two things. Because it takes a while when you get your pendulum spinning, right, and you get it going, you have to keep your hand like super still as you're waiting for it to do its thing and choose which direction it's going to go in. So I usually put both hands together and I let it spin, and I put my arms on a table or something. In this case, a lap desk, right? And I'd put it on that and I'll let it spin until it decides if it's going to go yes, no, maybe so. Definitely don't use a Ouija board. No. Ouija boards are right out. All right, how did that one get through? Keisha, did you take a break? Hi, Kimberly. Thank you so very much for the super chat. I appreciate it, dear. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate the blessing. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So when you ask it and ask Spirit if you can ask a question at this time and it says no, you just leave it for a while and come back. Yes, exactly. That's the right thing to do. Now for me, I work it a little different. I call in my spirit guides. And so if I feel their presence, because I can literally feel when they're there, then I work with the pendulum. If I can't feel their presence, I don't do it. But yes, absolutely. Ask first, can you work with them? And if you get a no, then it's a no, no, no. You walk away from it until you can. Because sometimes it's not meant for you to have an answer. Does that make sense? Or it's not meant for you to have an answer at this moment in time. I love pendulums. I'm planning on getting a couple more. I may actually do some pendulum work up on the website. Yeah, I really appreciate it, Kimberly. Really do. Thank you very much. We have a ton of Kim's, Kimberly's, Kimmies in here tonight. This is awesome. There's a whole bunch of you. It'll come back to you, Jen. Thank you very much for your help. Yes, yes, you ask if they'll join you, and then you ask. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, if you feel like, exactly, try it again later. Yeah, and then they said yes. Okay. So sometimes, at the point that, sometimes they'll say no also if maybe your energy might mix too much with the pendulum, if that makes sense. So that can sometimes be an issue as well. This one I got at the Renaissance Festival, but you can get, there's a whole bunch of them on Etsy. I bought one for my friend Beth up there a while back. I didn't actually see it, so I didn't see the quality, but they have a whole bunch of them on Etsy. Oh, you're Crystal Witch. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. That's funny, Dragon. That's hilarious. Any other questions? Any questions about the pendulum before I put it away? I do not recommend using a Ouija board. I've had friends in the past bring in very bad, dark stuff with those. I don't touch them. Do I use it for personal questions? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, let's say you've got anxiety about something, right? I don't know, but let's pick something. Let's say you're dealing with some anxiety about whether you're going to get a call back on a job or something, right? Or, something that's just bothering you. You're just not really too sure about it. You can't get settled, right? I mean, some of us, get overwhelmed with things sometimes. You can use the pendulum to help settle your energy just by asking a lot of yes/no questions until you feel clear and at peace of the answer. I've done that before in the past. So definitely it can be a help for personal questions as well. You have a general question about letting go to manifest something. Okay, yep. Talk about that, Leslie. Yeah, no, I have had friends who used the Ouija board decades ago. I mean, I'm not friends with them anymore, but decades ago, they used the Ouija board and brought in some really dark stuff. So I don't touch them. I cringe every time I see a child get one. I'm just like, ah, no, no. Yeah, yeah, no, oof. So, and I feel so, funny about saying that. I mean, it's just a piece of cardboard, but no, because you're pulling in the intent. Like you're setting the intent out to allow anything to come your way. And you get just that. So, no. Doorway to the unknown. We don't need to go into the darker depths of the earth at the moment. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you got rid of it, Gina. But as a Scorpio, I could see you getting one. I mean, it's fascinating, right? Hi, V. How are you? Hello, hello, hello. How are you? In Australia, so it's like noon there, right? Yeah, but you can't protect everybody I mean, like everybody that's using the board, you know what I mean? Even though I have like a legion of angels and spirit guides working with me, even I wouldn't touch it. No, no, no. We're just not, no. 11:59. Okay, cool. Cool, gotcha. Noonish. That's cool. I'm in your lunch hour right now. That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's the is it like the cold season for you guys too, right? Like the winter season. Snow coming up in a couple of months. I've gotten accustomed to y'all's timing in Australia because when I do readings for you guys, I have to count 14 hours ahead. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be Tuesday. Tuesday at such and such a time, not Monday, but for me it's Monday. And so yeah. That's kind of like our Monday weeklies, you guys would get Tuesday for you, unfortunately. But it's still weekly. You just got done having drinks with your Cancer guy. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Mild. When your dad was at school, someone in his class used the board. Oh my. Yeah, you don't want to mess with dark energy. Okay, so hold on. I want to make sure I don't miss y'all. So Leslie has a question on manifesting, and Jen has a question for a friend. And just like Jen's questions just came back, let me also make sure I don't miss it. So Leslie, why don't you throw up your question, love, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see. Bad luck and can't meditate. No, he's got something else going on. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Cannot clear. Okay. Yeah, a lot of Australians on here. You guys are my third biggest country. It's the US. No, I'm sorry. Third? Did I say third? I think you're second, actually. US, Australia, Canada. Yeah, it's US, Australia, Canada. No, US, UK, Canada, Australia. You guys are fourth. So still quite a big grouping of you. my fourth biggest country. I think I have it up on the website, like the most recent order that it was in. Let me check. I was thinking you guys were fourth. But let me double check that. Oh, also, we've been having a doozy of a time. Tarot readers online over impersonators. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Okay, at the time of this one, you were fifth, but the last time I saw you were fourth. United States, United Kingdom, Canada, India, Australia, Philippines, South Africa, Netherlands, Germany, and New Zealand are my top 10 countries, which is cool. All right, let me go back. Leslie, what was your question about manifesting again? Let me scroll back. Uh-oh, I can't find it. Oh no, oh no. Leslie, how do you let go and surrender? Thank you, dear. How do you let go and surrender to manifest something? Well, it's hard. Let me note, it's very, very hard because, so what's going to happen as you're trying to manifest something is you're going to suddenly deal with resistance, your own resistance. Does that make sense? So, oh, honey, you're not the only one who's broke down crying in the last few days. I totally understand that one, Leslie. Totally. Right there with you. I was crying my eyes out this afternoon. We're not going to go there, though. So when it comes to manifesting what you want, sometimes you put up resistance, right? And that resistance occurs because you begin to doubt. Sometimes it almost feels like maybe what you're trying to manifest is too good to be true, or there may be a feeling that you feel unworthy of what it is you're trying to manifest, or it's outside of your reach. There's some sort of limiting belief about yourself preventing manifestation, right? And so when those sorts of things happen, we push out our manifestation from coming towards us. And so it makes it a little bit longer before we actually receive what it is that we desire. So letting go. Letting go. It's as simple as forgetting about it. I know it sounds a lot easier than it is, but like after you've been, part of the whole reason of doing that, why I suggested doing that letter and reading it for 30 days. The girl who was talking about the end of the 30 days, right? By the time she got to the end of the 30 days, she completely forgot about her letter entirely. And because she forgot about the list of the things that she was manifesting, she was able to let go. But there's times when there's some things that we're manifesting that are very near and dear to our heart. And when they're very near and dear to our heart and we're dealing with things in our daily lives that make us feel as if it's unattainable, then we put up that roadblock. So for me, what I do to try to release some of that, because I get too much y'all have been crying too? Is it like collective? Did y'all go through some collective, shit? Did y'all go through some collective shit too? Or is it just, it's just me? Like, I feel so disconnected. It's horrible. I'll get right back to that, Leslie. I didn't leave you. I didn't leave you. Everybody. So my stuff's been going on for like 2 weeks. But the one thing that like felt like it was normal and everything, that like kind of blew up in my face this week. So I was just crying. It was like straw that hit the camel's back, you know. Your anxiety's been high. You had weird dreams. Same, high anxiety for you too. Okay, gotcha, Leslie. I'll give you some of the stuff that I do with that. You were a tad aggressive. Well, I found, so for me, what ended up happening with, hey, Kimber, another Kim. And so Kimber was what I went by when I was at Microsoft, y'all, from my little discussion earlier about the whole Kim thing. Hello, Kimber. So like for me, it was like this conglomeration of stuff. It's like every time I tried to bring about a positive resolution for other people in my life, it's like it was always either the wrong step or the wrong thing, or, you know, the person was aggressive, or I didn't realize that, you know, somebody doesn't see things the same way I did. And so I kind of overstepped and overwhelmed somebody. And so like, it was just like this, it was everything. It must have been in my life, it was like so many people, and it was so many areas of my life, you know, everywhere. It was horrible. So I'm glad I wasn't the only one, because I literally almost canceled doing live tonight because I was just crying my eyes out this afternoon. So early evening. So anyway, back to Leslie. So Leslie, what I do to try to release those things is I literally, if it's something that, because I have that Scorpio moon, and the Scorpio moon, it ruminates. It ruminates a lot. It is a planetary thing, Sonny. It is a planetary thing. It's just I have not opened up astrology in the last couple weeks because I've been packing, so I can't tell you what it is, but it is definitely. So what I do to stop the thought process, right? I have to focus on something else, right? Focus on a new hobby or something else that takes my mind off of what it is I'm trying to manifest. So that might be like, you know, I take my paintbrushes out and I start to get creative, and I just put on some like, you know, smooth jazz in the background or something like that. Something that will take my mind off of it and make me hyper focus on something else. So I do that. The other thing that works a great deal is mantras. Mantras. I speak a lot of mantras and stuff like that. And meditation is the one big thing that soothes my mind more than anything when it comes to manifestation. But when I meditate, I literally just still my mind and I let whatever visions come, and I just allow the music to kind of take it all away. And so there is a it's not Love Motives, it's Power Meditation Club, did a binaural beats on letting go of fear, anxiety, and worry, which may actually help you to let go so that you can manifest. Does that make sense? Because it's almost, we hold on tightly to the expectation, the hope, the timing. And so sometimes our lesson is to learn to release it. And then it comes. But sometimes it takes some of us a little bit longer, like you and I, Leslie, to be able to do that, you know? Does that make sense? I have to still my mind. And then also, whatever you've written down, Tuck it away somewhere where you're not going to think about it. Tuck it away somewhere. Good night, Jess. Good night. Good night. You've been doing a lot of love motives the last couple weeks. Yeah, the binaural beats help more than anything. Like, they really do. But I use them to meditate because the moment I hear them, Spirit starts working on me. So I have to shut down and allow whatever visions are going to come, whatever words are going to come, you know. So, so I have to do that. But it's one of the hardest lessons you're going to learn, Leslie, is how to do that, how to let go for it to fall in line. Does that make sense? Sharon, why don't you check out Deb Does Readings. She just started doing a reading to get messages from dead loved ones. Now, you know, when we call, but Sharon, before you do that, Sharon, you need to understand that when we talk to dead people, it's not always as simple as calling the dead loved one in, right? So you need to understand it's not that simple. We can't just say, oh, hey, Grandpa Frank, you know, John Doe over here, can you please show up? We can say that, but it's their choice. If they're not going to be here, they're not going to be here. If they're going to be here, they're going to be here, which is why the majority of us do not do those kind of readings. Does that make sense? Because I could call on your Grandpa Frank and I could get you Grandma Sue instead. And so it won't be the one you wanted to talk to, but it'll be whoever shows up. So talking to dead people, which I've been doing since I was a little kid, is a little bit harder than just what you're asking. It's not that you want to talk to them. Then what exactly are you asking? I must have missed one of your questions. Hold on. You wish someone could do a reading for someone who has a lost loved one. Oh, well, you know, I mean, it's like I said, it's just not that simple. Believe me, we wish it was. We wish it was. So you want an understanding of how to move on and find peace from a lost loved one? Write them a letter. Write them a letter. Say whatever you need to say. Write them a letter. And they're already with you. Like, they already... The thing about people who've passed on that everybody needs to know, because when I talk to people who have passed on, a lot of people who have had a difficult relationship with a passed on loved one worry, you know, were they mad at me because I did X, Y, or Z? Were they upset because I did A, B, or C? No, they're not. They're not at all. They're in a place of wanting to make sure that you're doing well so they can move on to their next mission in life. You know, they might be like needing to be a spirit guide to somebody else, or they may be needing to do something else for somebody. But you need to understand that they don't hold any ill will towards you. And if you hold ill will towards them, you have to find forgiveness in your heart and let it go. Because it's not something that's going to be able to really truly be resolved. Because if you think about it, they're at a point now where they have a full understanding of every single thing that has happened in their lifetime, including the things that they regret that they've done or said to you, including the things that you have done or said to them that you regret. They have a complete 100% awareness of that sort of thing. So if there's something that you feel is unfinished business with your lost loved one, it's not unfinished. It is finished. They're not holding it against you. If you're holding it against them, you know, they're aware of what they did, and there should be peace between the two of you now. Hopefully that helps. Because every time I talk to a dead loved one, it always seems to be the same. Tell them I'm okay with X, Y, or Z, you know, not to be feeling this way, not to be upset. You know, my passed on loved ones had a lot of things to say to me that I was a little bit shocked about when I met with many of them recently. And, you know, in meditation, they came to me in meditation. And it was all stuff that I needed to resolve in my own life. So it could have been my own psyche telling me that, you know. Okay, well, now I'm really not too sure what's wrong. Is it just grief? If it's grief, then, you know, you need to work on balancing that, balancing your emotions and processing it in order to move forward. You didn't get a notification? That's so weird because I haven't posted anything. Oh, no, you don't, Maria. You really don't wish you could see or feel them. No, you don't. So you don't, no, you don't, Maria. Be happy. How do you learn who your spirit guides and guardians are? Typically in meditation of some sort. You can meet your spirit guides in meditation. There's a lot of guided meditations to meet your spirit guides online. I have one. Hold on. Let me make sure it's still available. If not, I may have to I'll make it public again. Hold on. I have one where I walk you through meeting yours and starting your astral sanctuary. You just have to get past the initial chatter in the very beginning, you know? So let me see if I can find it. All right. There it is. Okay, so search on Empress Moon Tarot 777 and Astral Sanctuary. You'll find it. And that can walk you through meeting your spirit guide. So hold up, everyone. Jen had a question. I don't want to disregard it. So Jen, you have somebody who's having trouble clearing their energy. Next Zoom. Dee, I sent you an email. Make sure to check your email. I sent you a personal email from me, not one for the chat here. But as far as Zoom goes, I will hopefully be doing one soon for the VIP group. So, hey, Super Rockin', that's hilarious. I just stumbled in here, heard the music, saw all the cute girls on the dance floor, so here I am. That's hilarious. So that's hilarious. That's really funny. So Jen, your person who can't clear their energy, ooh, that's a little bit rough, you know, because if they can't clear their energy, they're not going to be able to get to the astral sanctuary to deal with that. There's a lot of those exercises that we did, you know, the ones that we did for like the group energy balancing, stuff like that. A lot of those exercises are good for that sort of thing. Reiki's good for that sort of thing. This is great. Now we're getting the same energy we used to have like 2 years ago in chat. I'm loving it. Y'all keep it up. Those of you that were here back then will understand. Tess gets it. So Reiki will also help that. A shamanic healer can also remove energy blocks as well. How do I know when I should learn to listen to spirits? Okay, so those things that you know, so the Pisces with the claircognizance, who is that? Elizabeth. So Elizabeth, with claircognizance, that's really fantastic. I love that clear knowing. It's really wonderful, and then sometimes it's also kind of a burden, because sometimes you know stuff that people really shouldn't know just yet, you know? And so you have to learn to hold back. But one of the things that I would recommend for you to do with regards to that is start keeping a log. Like get one of those little tiny journals, you know, like one that you can put in your purse. And when you get one of them, write it down and write down when you see that it comes true, or when you see that you got absolute clarity that yes, that was the case, right? So that you're testing it. Now, I know you said you already know it is 99% of the time, but what ends up happening when you start doing that and you start watching it, right? Then you start learning to recognize the physical signs and symptoms that come with that clear knowing that your spirit guides are about to give you some sort of message, or your spirit guides are trying to tell you, don't turn down that road, that is bad for you. Turn down this road, that's good for you, you know? So now that you have the clear knowing, you need to test it more, because the more you test it, the closer you get to your spirit guides. The closer you get to them, the more you're going to know when and how they will connect individually with you, because it'll be different for you than it is for everybody else. Like for me, my spirit guides are all about the physical sensation of letting me know that they're here. I get chills. I get chills from people like I did just a second ago and didn't note it. Hello, Bailey. So, you know, like I get chills when I, you know, feel spirits, or when I get telepathy from other people. But other people, you know, their ear may suddenly feel funny, or, you know, they feel like a little bit of cold air or something of that nature. So the more you connect, the more they'll guide. Hi, Lily. How are you? Did that help answer your question? And you'll also, very likely, they won't stop at claircognizant. You'll soon probably get another gift opening up soon. So just so you're aware, if you start seeing things, or you start hearing things, like you know, a lot of us have been getting some ear ringing lately. The ear ringing. Left ear, warning, somebody's talking about you. Right ear, spirit is saying they need you to know a message. Or right ear could be somebody's talking good about you. So if your ears are ringing, you know, keep that in mind. Those of you with clairaudience that might be acting up. Oh, good, good, Lily. It's good to see you. Okay, Dee, I'll send you another one. I'll send you another one. Let me make a note. I probably need to send another one to via my other email. Okay, got it. Hey, Caleb. Your ears were ringing earlier and your left eye was sharply focused. Both ears or one? You get chills out of nowhere sometimes. Yes, exactly. Sometimes feels like somebody's moving your hair. I get chills with telepathy too. So like different places on my head are different people. And I've tested it over the course of 40 plus years. So, so it's definitely my sign. So like this side over here is, this actually, this side used to be, I don't really get anybody on this side anymore. This side used to be an ex-husband. And then this side tends to be friends. This side is recent. That's the Cancer right up here. The twin is back there. My son is also like right over here. My mother's over here. Oddly, my dad and my brother I guess I don't have telepathy with them, so they're not anywhere. Your hands get cold? Yeah, see, some people get cold hands too. Yeah. Chills. Well, you guys have seen me get the chills, right? You see me like hunch up. It's usually when I'm either getting a spirit message or I'm getting a very strong telepathy. Very strong telepathy. You dream about people? Oh, that's cool. That's clairvoyance. Clairvoyance often shows up in dreams for a lot of people. Prophetic dreams. Songs. I get a lot through songs too. When you dream about people, sometimes those dreams are to help you resolve things in the current state, right? So there's times where clairaudient wise, I will hear a text tone, and I have different text tones for different people, right? And so I'll hear a text tone, and then I wake up and nobody's texted me, right? But the text tone is significant because it's a specific person. And then I'm like, uh-oh, there's gonna be a problem. Uh-oh, that was Spirit's warning. There's gonna be a problem. And so, I'm usually on guard. But when you dream about people, sometimes it's to let you know about, a significant connection you have with people, right? And significant connections we have with people, we'll talk very briefly, because the majority of them that you're going to meet are going to be soulmates. Everybody gets kind of like hung up on that soulmate thing, like it's something magical and mystical, and it's not so much magical and mystical. So most of them will be kind of like soulmates, right? And so others will be like people you work with, people that, you kind of run across during the day. Sometimes people who've passed on, trying to bring you a message. So if your dreams are particularly vivid, it's important to kind of note when you wake up what it was you saw. Sometimes it's symbolism that kind of, the symbolism lets you know some aspect of something that needs to be resolved, Sometimes you have a conversation with that person, and then it gives you an awareness of something that's going to come up later with that person. So it could be any number of things. It just will depend on the individual dreams, tutor. I smell my grandfather's pipe tobacco a lot too. I always know when my grandfather's around because I smell the pipe tobacco. It's very cool. I see a lot of you talking about that. Let me go back. Yes, most dreams, if you get prophetic dreams, they're most likely going to come true. So I had a dream that, oh gosh. So those of you that were aware of that, I got a dream. Is Bobby still logged in? Bobby, are you logged in? Or did he go? Was he logged in at all? Maybe he wasn't logged. Oh, he was logged in at the very beginning. So I had gotten a dream. Oh gosh. Yeah, he was. So I had gotten a dream back in, I think it was this time last year. It was either April or May of last year that my twin and his girlfriend were going to be engaged. And so I dreamt it. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming long before they ever got engaged. It was crazy. So I think I knew it like several months before. It was so crazy. So crazy. Bobby, do you remember when I had that dream about like the twin getting engaged? Was that April or May of last year? I was thinking it was April or May. The back of your head tingled. There you go. I think it was like April or May. So, like, I knew a long, long time ago, which is crazy. Yeah, May. That's what I was thinking. Like May of last year. It was like May of last year I had a dream. And so I knew that was going to happen. Didn't know when, but knew that they were going to have a nice little happy life together. Okay, so yeah, a year ago. Exactly. Exactly. I knew before they did. How crazy is that? So that's pretty cool. Um, so let's see. What there was some stuff I missed real quick. What did I miss? I'm pretty sure I'm not caught up. No, we're not talking twins. No, no, no. We were talking about prophetic dreams. We were totally not talking about that. Was that the 6'4" guy? Yes. Sonny. Yes. That one. Yep. I date him top. We weren't technically dating. Okay, so hold on. Somebody retracted a message. Did they have a question? How on earth do you deal with what? Okay, so we were gonna talk very briefly. I mentioned soulmates, right? So let's clear up the whole soulmate thing because, you know, we have a lot of Pisces in here. And Pisces, we are in love with the idea of love, right? We're very romantic. Everything we do is romantic. We're sweet, we're loving, we're kind, we're yeah, I could talk to you about that. Hold on a minute. So, you know, everything that we do is sweet, loving, and kind, that sort of thing. And so, there's just like, we kind of gloss over the labels, right? The raven the raven today was a soulmate. The raven today was definitely a past life connection. But we gloss over the terms because they have this like real rosy connotation to them, right? And that really rosy connotation to them that we have, right, is this essence that it's like this great, magnificent, wonderful thing, and you can't find it anywhere else. There's soulmates everywhere. I remember Edgar Casey's work that he had done, right? Edgar Casey's work that he did, he worked with thousands of people that had these past life connections to other people. And those past life connections are a soulmate because it's a soul connection from another time. There's a soul recognition to that person. Now, we also get hung up on the term karmic. You'll hear readers say, oh, it was the karmic, it was the, you know, blah, blah, blah. All of them are karmic relationships. Pretty much the majority of your relationships in this current lifetime are karmic in some sort of nature. Because if I say something to you and I inadvertently hurt your feelings, right? Which you guys know I'm very good at doing that because I'm intense and sometimes I speak clumsy. I'm very clumsy with my speech, right? Sometimes I say stuff I don't mean to say it in the way that I say it. So let's say I hurt your feelings. Well, now there's a karmic consequence for that. There's a karmic lesson I have to learn about why I just hurt your feelings and how to avoid it in the next, you know, in the next week, the next month. So everything's karmic. But soulmates are people that we've had some sort of connection with, some sort of soul recognition with. And if you can't recognize whether or not the person that you've met has that soul recognition right from the beginning, as an intuitive, then they probably aren't. They're probably just somebody you just met in this lifetime. Does that make sense? Let me roll back. Let me roll back. Okay, so S. Nixon wanted to know how I dealt with having that vision, I'm assuming, right? Well, I'm not tied to an outcome associated with that sort of thing. So, you know, I kind of let the spirit handle it, and whatever happens, happens. But I will say, you know, I was incredibly happy and blessed, you know. I don't know, I just want happiness for that person. So once I came to grips with the fact that they're adorable together, it's kind of hard for me not to be super happy for them. So does that make sense, S. Nixon? It's like, because you have unconditional love for your person, you want them to be happy. You want to see them succeed. You want to see them happy. You want to see them have like the most amazing life ever, right? Unfortunately, some twins continue to run and run and run and not surrender to what the connection is. And when they do that, they bring about a lot of negative consequences for it. It's better to just surrender to the connection and learn to balance your own energy and find happiness within your soul for them. And it makes it easier. Does that make any sense? Hopefully, I feel like I might have talked in a circle. So S. Nixon, let me know. Did that make sense to you? Bobby's having fights with his spirit guide over there. Yours just keeps running. Well, it seems that the twins that keep kind of fighting the fact that there is this energetic connection, this strong energetic connection to another human being that's the same soul as you. If you fight that idea, you're going to constantly be faced with it by, you know, I've seen a lot of twins lose jobs. I've seen twins lose money. I've seen twins like have all kinds of issues, addictions, all kinds of stuff. So, so it's, you know, it's better to surrender and find balance, and hopefully maybe they will too. If they do too, then, you know, hopefully they have a wonderful new beginning as a result of it. Seeing a name of someone you've never met every day. Is that related to a twin or a soulmate? It's related to somebody who's thinking about you. Usually they say that, you know, when you're it could be somebody trying to call you in, right? So let's say somebody's trying to call in their soulmate, right? Call in some sort of special connection. Now, let's not, once again, don't glamorize soulmates, y'all. Don't glamorize that, but let's say you're trying to call in your person, right? Well, somehow they gotta have that connection to you, that draw. The universe is drawing them. So it sounds like somebody's drawing you in. Somebody's trying to manifest you. No, it's usually them thinking about you. Sometimes it can be spirit like redirecting you, but because of the fact that she has not been involved with somebody with that name, then, you know, it would be somebody who's trying to call her in, manifest her, somebody that is thinking about her in a loving way. You've probably had a connection with that person in a past life for sure. Like I said, once again, most people you already have had some sort of past life connection with. I have probably had a past life connection with several of you here in the channel. Why is it you always feel so pulled to your twin? Probably because there's more things that need healing. I mean, you're always connected. So the pull towards a twin is more of an illusion. So there's very likely something that still needs to be healed there. That keeps happening to you, Keisha. That apparently I needed to say that today, Keisha, to remind you of that. That keeps happening for you. That's always best. S. Nixon, it's always best to just kind of let the universe deal with it. And I will never ever advise any of you to sit and wait on somebody. You know how I feel about that. Keep moving in your life. No, no, no. You did come across a man last year on Instagram. Okay, gotcha. Well, if it's this, is it the same first and last name, or is it just like the first name? That's the plan. Okay, good. Good for you. Good for you. Good. Believe me, if you're not supposed to be on that path, spirit will kick you in the butt and turn you around. And sometimes spirit has to kick you in the butt and turn you around in order to close something out. So, is it normal to think of your twin all the time? Rosalina, what stage of your twin connection are you at? Because I have a feeling you're at an early stage, even if it's been a while. So sometimes twins' eyes will change to the color of their twin. So if you and your twin have eyes that change color, it's very significant. It's terrible to see that name. It's like you're running away. Yeah, I get that. Try going down a street like 15 bazillion times with the name on it. I was like, ah! Get me away from here, like right now. Hold on. Let's see, did I miss something? You're leaving it to the universe. All right, I think I'm caught up. Super rockin'. Same eye color. You have the same eye color I do? Okay, cool. Let's see. You're a Pisces with a Scorpio moon. Oh, Paula, I'm so sorry. I'm a Pisces with a Scorpio moon. And all I got to say, Paula, is I am so sorry to hear that. I have learned so much about my Scorpio moon this week. Paula, do you want to talk about it? It's actually been the last 3 weeks. I've learned so much about our beautiful Scorpio moon. We are badasses, which is great. It's wonderful. However, not everybody can handle a woman with a Scorpio moon. The Scorpio moon sign is like, oh, I was reading up. So do y'all mind if I go on this little jaunt with Paula for just a minute? I'll come back to everybody here in just a second. But Paula and I need to have a talk about this. So Paula, I was reading. So I was like, I was super I'm really into my Scorpio moon side because my relocation put a lot of Scorpio in my chart here in Charlotte, right? which thankfully I'll be back to a normal Pisces when I move to Florida. But so I was like kind of like lightly letting the Cancer know about my Scorpio moon. And then I read about the Scorpio moon and was like, oh no, he's gonna totally freak out. He's gonna totally freak out when he reads about my Scorpio moon. He's gonna think I'm the most dreadful person on the planet. And so Paula, our Scorpio moon sign, everything they had written about the Scorpio moon sign, I just was like, oh, this makes too much sense to me. So Paula, I don't know about you, but do you have a tendency to self-sabotage relationships? Because I have a tendency to do that. I don't mean to. I try not to, but it always seems to happen. So that was one thing associated with the Scorpio moon sign. And then we're not really quick to trust and to really like break down our walls for men, you know? Like those walls are like Fort Knox. They're bigger than the Game of Thrones wall, and it like circles all around. And I try to chip away. Every time I try to chip away a little bit at that wall and allow a little crack in, allow like the Cancer to see through, or allow somebody to see through, then all of a sudden I'm like, I have to run. So then I start freaking out that I've let somebody like see me in a vulnerable state for a minute. And so I don't like that about the Scorpio moon. Apparently Scorpio moons test people. Paula, do you do that? I've discovered I do, and I don't realize I'm doing it. I think it's more of a test of, well, are they really the person that they say they are, or are they phony? You know what I mean? So like I'm real quick to left swipe. I have like 1,500 unread messages in a dating app because I look at it and I'm like, no, I already can tell. No, this is a problem. And so Scorpio moons have a problem with that. And then there's our intensity, Paula. Apparently, a Scorpio moon makes the best investigator, though, which some of you have had me investigate things, so you guys know that. But there's our intensity, Paula. It's like we don't do anything with a little baby step, right? It's like we're either backing slightly away, taking this tiny, like sort of maybe I'll take a step forward, or we're full force. And when we're full force, then everybody goes, whoa, crap, oh no. So I don't like my Scorpio moon side. And then my mom took me out to dinner. So I learned this the day before my mom and dad took me out to dinner. And my mom gives me this little birthday card. I'll be back to all of y'all in a minute. I'm just having a talk with Paula. So my mom gives me this birthday card, right? And it says, you know, it's your birthday. You should be worshipped, honored, and a little bit feared, right? And so my mom sits there and she's looking at me, waiting to find out how I'm going to react to this card, right? She's literally like, oh gosh, what's Kimmy going to say? And I start laughing because I'm like, it sounds about right. I turned to my mom and I was like, well, that sounds about right. It sounds like me. She goes, it was so you. She's like, a little bit feared. Everybody fears you, Kimmy. And I was like, oh. Pierce my Scorpio moon side of me like with a ice pick. Everybody fears me. That was so horrible. And so you open up the card and it says, just like every day. And she's like, see? A little bit feared, just like every day. And I was like, okay, time for me to back down my Scorpio moon side. Exactly. They don't know what I'm going to say. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. All of y'all have seen that on the channel. It's like, okay, what's Kimmy like today? Well, so Sonny, you add the alpha female thing because the Scorpio moon sign on a female makes you an alpha female, like in an instant. And so I haven't figured it out yet, Paula. If you figure it out, could you send me an email? I'll let you know if I've figured it out, but I haven't figured it out. I just mess everything up. Literally, in the last 2 weeks, I have tried to be like sweet and kind and loving to people in my life, and I've effed up, I've fucked up every single one. Every single thing, including with my family. So, if you figure it out, let me know, Paul. Because I could probably use the input. All right, back to everybody else. Paula, absolutely adored that brief talk with you. I wish I could have heard your voice because I'm sure you would have been laughing right there with me. So, Bobby, you learned in the last few minutes you're a softie. So today, y'all, I'm drinking Diet Ginger Ale, so just a moment. Well, we're so intense, and it sometimes feels like, especially right now with the stuff that's going on astrologically, that intensity just feels horrible. You know? It's like, oh, we messed up this, that, or the other again. Well, Scorpios get that too. Scorpio suns get that also. You guys know what that's like. You don't fear me? Because you like strong women. I've had people say that before. Till they deal with not knowing about the Scorpio moon. Yeah. Yeah, Keisha, I think that's the same way. So Keisha, Kim, Tudor, Paula, y'all get it. Yeah, same way. It's like there's some that I get like in a dating app that I'm immediately block. But you know, I removed those because I'm over the apps. Your Scorpio sun with a Cancer moon. Ooh, the Cancer moon probably is a little bit. You and Tudor, no, you don't have Cancer moon. The Cancer moon might be a little bit rough on you as a Scorpio. Because your Cancer moon sign is going to make you a little bit high anxiety. And then with the Scorpio sun side already getting up in your head, you know, you add that Cancer moon energy to it, and you're probably very emo. No disrespect, man. You just heard me talk about all my baloney. It's just that it'll either balance you out, or on some days it'll make it like overwhelming for you. Does that make sense? Talk to Tudor. She's got a strong Cancer placement too. You have no clue about your chart or where to start. That's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing, Kim, because once you dig into your chart, there's no going back. No going back. Oh, you're the same? You have a Scorpio moon and Pisces sun also? You find it a tough combo also? Yes, exactly. Repressed emotions, repressed feelings. Yes, yes. Yes, exactly. Jody, you probably have it with the Scorpio rising also. You dated a cancer girl and had to be careful not to hurt her feelings. Yeah, cancers are sensitive souls, but they're the most gentle souls ever, I swear. All you know is that you're a Scorpio. Well, I'm surprised as a Scorpio you don't know your chart. You don't know your chart, Kim? Up at Cafe Astrology, you can put in your info, and it'll tell you like a lot about yourself that maybe is a little bit overwhelming. But it's also pretty darn cool. So, Kim, you go to cafeastrology.com and click on free reports. It's there. Hold on one second. You're taking an astrology certificate diploma. It's pretty exciting. That's cool. Who are you taking it with? Tess, thank you for putting that up there. Cafe Astrology. So Kim, up at Cafe Astrology, you'll get like a full write-up of like everything about you, which is really cool. Now, if you don't know your time of birth, you won't know your rising sign and you won't know which houses those planets are in, but you'll still learn a lot about, about you in general from that. If you have like an approximate time, put that in. That might help you gain a little bit extra, but in a matter of like 3 to 4 minutes, depending on where it falls, it could be a dramatic difference. You found out today that you're 51% water, 22% earth, 21% air. You're in Canada. Awesome. We're in Canada. I have so many Canadians up here. I used to Lou's Canadian. I used to live in Toronto. I think I already told you that though. Is too much earth in a chart a bad thing? No. You're nice and grounded. Too much earth in a chart is definitely not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. Scorpio rising and Scorpio moon able to get along. Well, let's define able. So, 2 Scorpio sun signs, no. A Scorpio sun and a Scorpio moon, yes. A Scorpio sun and a Scorpio rising, yes. A Scorpio moon and a Scorpio rising, yes. 2 Scorpio sun signs, no. In terms of romance, Maria, is that what you were asking, I'm assuming? Ooh, Edmonton, cool, cool. Mississauga, I lived in Mississauga and Oakville, just outside of Toronto. Yep. Cool, cool. Leos love you. They won't stay away. I have the same problem. My ex-husband was a Leo. I swore off of Leos after that. It's like, the ex-husband was a Leo. No Leos for me. Leos are out. I've like narrowed it down to Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces are iffy. If it's a Pisces that doesn't have a strong placement, Paula, if they can't be strong Pisces, then they're out. So it's Scorpio, Cancer, Taurus, and Capricorn. Although in the last couple weeks, Capricorns, other than my dad, have been getting on my nerves. So yours was too for 32 years. Okay, so you totally get that. Cosmetology school. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. Which brings me back to Greece again. Who had Greece? Who had Greece? Was that Pisces? Pisces had the Greece references in the last video. Tutor, did you see Pisces? Because that like immediately when you said cosmetology school, I thought of Frenchie and Greece, you know. And I told you all about Greece had come up in, I think it was Pisces reading. I think. I don't know. If I was wrong, just let me know. It's electrifying. That was Pisces. That was Pisces. Well, if that's, Kim, if that's the time that your mom gave you, then try that. Try that and see if the write-up that comes up matches how you are. Does that make sense? There's some astrologers that will, you know, break down who, you know, how to find your rising sign, but that can be a little expensive. Your ex-husband was Leo and you swore off Leos too. It's literally like Leo. No, you're Leo. Okay, nice saying hello. Bye. I'm a little bit more lenient with like Leo moons and Leo risings, but Leo sun, out. Hey, did Bobby wake up or is he like? Tell Bobby he needs to log back in. Let's see. Tudor Rose never dated a Scorpio. Don't, as a Scorpio, avoid that. Olivia Newton-John. Yeah. My Leo did not, Lou. So not all of them. My Leo ex-husband did not. So nope, not all of them. They're not all created equal. Some of you are awesome, but not with a Pisces sun and a Scorpio moon. But I totally agree with you. I have some Leo friends which are great. You prefer earth signs, but you struggle when they're stubborn. So, like the fixed signs, I like the fixed signs, but we tend to clash, you know. Cardinal signs like level me out. So Capricorn and Cancer seem to the Cancer levels out my Scorpio moon in a very nice way. Like I find myself kind of like backing it down naturally, which is great. My Capricorn friends can sometimes do that as well, you know. It's like that cardinal energy kind of like helps settle my energy. Fixed energy just amps it all up. You never dated a Leo or a Taurus, just Aquas and Scorpios. Water and fire, tutor. Water and fire usually don't go. Water and fire, you know, it's a really sexy connection, right? So like if we're talking, hopefully everybody that's logged in is an adult at this time of night, but if we're talking about like the sexual connection, right? Water and fire is very explosive from a sexual standpoint, but it fizzles out. Because think about it. If you throw water on fire, what happens? Fire loses its oomph, right? And then what happens if you put fire under water? It's steam, it boils off. So both water and fire lose their independence, lose their sense of, you know, exactly, you get a lot of smoke. You know, they both lose their sense of independence when you put water and fire together. It can become a codependent relationship and a jealous relationship and a struggle and a constant fight later down the road. Great friends though. Fire and water get each other, friendship-wise. Air and fire are great together. Air and fire are fabulous together. So you want to think like water and earth go together, fire and air go together. So a Leo, like Leos are fantastic with Libras. Leos look for Libras. Fantastic with Libras. You know, so you want to kind of like keep the pairings close, at least on that top level. Then you got to really dig down into the astrological charts. That gets a little bit overwhelming. That's so funny. All the other placements in the chart have to be considered, because the other placements in the chart like make up a lot of things, right? So, you know, if you and your person of interest, right, have some other placements that cause big struggles, even if your sun signs are compatible, you won't be compatible with them. Now, every connection is going to have struggles. It's a matter of being adults, looking at the struggles and saying, okay, how do we overcome this mismatch of either communication or understanding or, you know, a lack of awareness, right, to a particular issue. But if you look at two charts that are filled with nothing but negative, you might as well like just head on out the door. Because it's going to be the worst thing that you ever got involved in. Some of y'all say some things are nightmares. That's going to be nightmarish. So you have to look beyond the sun sign, but always start with the sun sign, because the sun sign doesn't lie. What about your life path? So they say that different life path numbers, right, are more compatible with specific numbers. I have found that to be hokey in my life, right? It's a great concept, it's a great idea, but if you find somebody with that life path number, but yet they've had some like severe trauma or difficult placements in the charts, just throw it all out, because it's not going to be a good match. But that's, you know, one way of looking at things too. Both of the Sag suns had Pisces moon, so you thought you were going to be okay. Yeah. Never make that mistake. Never go, oh, my moon sign is compatible with their sun sign. It'll be great. Or my sun sign is compatible with their moon sign. That's all we need to know. No, make sure the sun sign's compatible first, and then look at the moon. Never dismiss the sun. Never, ever, ever. You know how many times I dismissed the sun sign you know, even with the knowledge, like even with my knowledge of all that, right? I have dismissed a man's sun sign in hopes that maybe I was wrong. No, you can't do that. Don't dismiss the sun sign. It'll always prove itself to be true. But then dig deeper. Yeah, you just always start with the sun. I literally, yeah, no, always start with the sun sign. All right, you guys, if you want to make a wish, 1111 prime manifesting number right now. Make your wish. Make a wish, make a wish, make a wish. Yeah, exactly. It's like they might seem like they're okay, but yeah, no. Nope. Yeah. And you know, I think especially as Pisces, those of us that are Pisces, those of us that are water signs, all water signs, you know, tend to remain sort of hopeful about love because we work on our emotions, right? And so we sometimes dismiss those things, and sometimes, you know, the grass may look greener in one direction because, oh, you know, wow, fire and water, yeah, that's like super exciting, and then they discover that no, that it wasn't. Or like somebody that was in a fire air connection is like, ooh, water. I'm gravitating towards that water. Yeah, no, just stick with your sun, your compatible sun sign first, and then look at the rest. Well, you have water sign friends in here right now, Melissa. Like a whole host of them in here. Exactly. It's always at our detriment. I totally, yeah. Yeah, y'all don't fall for that. Don't fall for like the sudden spell of the air and fire if you're water or earth, or sudden spell of water and earth if you're air or fire. Don't fall for that. In the long run, you'll regret it. You've heard that from a few of us in here tonight. In the long run, you'll regret it. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so very much. I need the positive vibes this week. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I can relate to that. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's astrological. It'll pass. It'll pass. So hopefully it'll pass with us unscathed. How have you been with an Aquarius? Oh, no. No, oh, no. No, Aquarius. My son's an Aquarius. He drives me crazy. Love him to pieces. He is a visionary. He's an innovator. He's an amazing person. He's got the most incredible memory. He's got, you know, the most incredible energy. He's always, you know, full force and really, really a great person. But the fixed aspect of Aquarius, no. No. I'm okay to be an Aquarius's mom. I'll be Aquaman's mom. My son looks like Aquaman, for those of you that have not seen a picture of him. So when I went to go watch Aquaman, here's me and my stories again. Me and my stories. So I went to go watch Aquaman, right? And all of my girlfriends were talking about like, oh, how hot Aquaman was. And I was like, oh, don't do that. He looks like my son. Like, please, y'all, don't talk about him. You know he looks like my son. And so I finally break down and decide I'm going to go see the movie. Best movie ever. Best movie ever. I loved it. Aquaman is awesome. And so, but I'm sitting there watching the movie. So it's at the tail end of its running, right? So I almost have the theater almost to myself. There's like 3 or 4 people in there. I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I'm Aquaman's mom. I'm Aquaman's mom. And then like, you know, we have Nicole Kidman comes out with this blonde hair and I'm like, I'm Aquaman's mom. I don't look like Nicole Kidman in the body. I'm a little bit curvier, but a little bit just the same height. But I'm Aquaman's mom. So my son had not seen the movie. So I take my son to go see the movie. I'm like, dude, you have to see this movie. It's amazing. He's like, well, I probably should since everybody keeps saying I look like him. So I brought my son to see the movie, you know, and I'm like, I'm Aquaman's mom. See? And then we're partway through the movie and he leans down, you know, because he's so big, you know, big dude. Hey, Mom, do you think I'd look good with blonde highlights? And I'm like, yes, yes. And he goes, would you take me to go get those highlights? And I'm like, you got it. You got it. So ever since then, I'm Aquaman's mom. So I'm okay with being an Aquarian's mom, but not on dating. I love that movie. I was like, oh, if only I could be in Atlantis. Because I'm sitting there watching the movie, like wishing I was in Atlantis. But that's another story, another topic, another day. So. Tank is doing really good. How does he feel about my move to Florida? He's so excited about it. He thinks it's going to be the best thing for me ever. He's so supportive. Him and my dad they're both like 100% all in on me moving. Yeah, I've been going to the tanning salon. I'm getting beach ready. So Tank's been super, super supportive of it. He's like, when we get there, Mom, and I help you unpack your stuff, I'm gonna help set up this like, studio area for you, which I hope not, because like I was just saying, Aquarians are intense. And so he's gonna help me move. He has to drive my car down. So he's really happy about it. He's wanting to move to Japan, so he's not planning on staying here either. Exactly. Astral travel. Oh, you can astral travel to another star galaxy anytime you want, which is amazing. Go get my meditation linked into your watch later. The one that says the Astral Sanctuary and Spirit Guide. I take you out into the cosmos there. Paula, I'm glad you logged in. I needed to talk to somebody who got it. My Scorpio moon sign has been like having me stressed, majorly stressed here lately. Oh, super rockin'. That's so sweet. Thank you. It's been like the old chats, like the old day chats. I just didn't have any oomph to do much of anything else. So, because it's been, it's been a long few weeks. So, how to know someone's time of birth when you don't know it? Well, they usually use sunrise time. They usually use 6 a.m. if you don't know the person's birth time. I usually put in noon. It's just my preference. It's my personal preference. I prefer to put in noon. So, but just don't put tons of stock into the placements of their houses or the rising sign because you don't know. Does that make sense? Oh, what is it about Scorpio moon that's causing stress? Well, it's not causing stress yet, but it will soon. Some of you may be feeling it soon. It has less to do with the moon itself and more to do with the aspects associated with the moon at the present time. Oh, this new moon was a doozy. This new moon was a total doozy. Total doozy. Totally. It gives me so much peace, Keisha. It's crazy. The moment I literally drive into town, I feel different. Like my cousin saw me Friday or Thursday night when I like rolled into town, right? And she, you know, I'd just gotten there and she could tell that, you know, I was decomposing, I was de-stressing, if that makes any sense. And so, you know, I was decomposing, de-stressing. And then the very next time I saw her, she was like, "You're an entirely different person." Because it was almost like the moment I like got into town, I had this like healing sort of feeling, if that makes any sense. Healing. If you have a Libra moon, that's a really good placement with your Scorpio sun. It'll help balance you out. But you'll also be more cut and dry. No shades of gray in the things that you think and the things that you do. It's either black or white. You know, it has to be either a yes or a no. No in-betweens. But you'll also struggle making decisions as well. When you got to Florida, you had the same feeling. Yes, it's because, well, the town that I picked, the town is ruled by water. It's ruled by mutable water, which means what? Pisces. So it's ruled by, the town I picked to live in is ruled by Neptune, the moon, and Jupiter. So Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces. Neptune is the current ruler of Pisces. And of course the moon, you know, I mean, we're moon babies. Yeah, peaceful at the ocean. I can't wait to get down there. I'm so excited. So excited. So I like put jet ski on my manifestation list. Jet ski, not this year. We'll see if I like riding a jet ski, and then like next year jet ski will be on my manifestation list. So if y'all see a picture of me with a jet ski, you know I'm working on it. You felt that way in the Keys, so peaceful. Yeah. I already have the place bookmarked too. So I've got jet ski bookmarked. So we'll see. Not this year. Not this year. This year's exploratory. Where do I want to live? Where do I want to stay? Hope I drive better than you do. Paula, you should have seen me on the highway trying to get to see my raven. So I'm late, always late. You guys know that. I'm late. I had to be there at 12 because they were going to be shutting the doors. And by the time I got to my car, it said I was going to be there at exactly 12. And I'm like, I can't be there at 12. I got to be there at 11:58 because somebody will shut that door early, right? And I had to see my raven because my ticket window was until 12:30. And so I was a demon on the road. Which is bad because there was 3 wrecks out in front of where I live in the road below me in the last 2 days. I should have laid off the pedal a little. Can you look at a person and guess what the person's ascendant is? Well, no, not really. Not for me. And the reason I can't is because normally when I meet a person, there's a whole bunch of psychic mumbo jumbo going on all at once. And so it's like I'm either getting, you know, how they're feeling or, you know, something like that. So not always. No, not for me, because I got too many clairs like activating when I meet somebody, if that makes sense. That's a really good question though. You want to move back to Florida? The Keys are beautiful. Exactly, something always gets in the way. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, every single time. And then I got to thinking about Bailey and that maybe I should slow down because Bailey needs her mom. But I managed to make up a couple minutes on the trip up. What's a good way to develop the clairs? Well, it depends on which one. For clairaudient, you for clairaudience, yeah, exactly, it's consistent. For clairaudience, you want to listen to a lot of music, focus on hearing. Like one way to develop the clairaudience is to sit in complete and utter what seems like silence, right? Close your eyes and just focus on the things that you're hearing, right? Because there's a lot of things, a lot of noises occurring in your home, you know, from different appliances and, you know, different, like even your water heater might be making a noise, you know, or your air conditioning is making a noise, or your clock is making a noise. So there's a lot of stuff going on that's like very minute, and we tend to dismiss when we, you know, eyes wide open, we're going about our day. So you sit there, you close your eyes, and you focus on those sounds, focus on the individual sounds, right? And when you focus on those sounds, you're just trying to perceive that which you normally wouldn't perceive. And so that's one way of kind of like working on the perception of hearing. A lot of musicians are clairaudient because they hear music in their head and they can hear the individual notes, especially musicians who can play by ear, right? So when you're listening to music, try to hear the individual notes, the individual tones in music. That'll also help open up that hearing. For clairvoyance is all about that which we see, right? So you want to do things that are creative. You want to do, daydreaming is beautiful for that. Daydream away. Pisces, that's easy for you. You know, Cancer, any Cancers in here, that's easy for you too. But daydreaming, purposefully daydreaming, right? Which we can do when we're manifesting. Visualization, basically. Also, any type of artwork that utilizes your sight, right? Like painting. Painting is a good way to bring about that sense of creativity and kind of spark the visual perception. And trying to, like when you're in a room, right? Try to see everything in that room, close your eyes and try to remember, you know, what color was that thing sitting on the table? What was that? You know, and really focusing on the things that you see but you don't see. So you're kind of opening up that clairvoyance. Does that make sense? Those are just a few tips. Now there's also the which I get a lot. Sometimes it's smell, right? Sometimes you might get a smell like, I don't know if you guys remember when I got the smell of the, Jen, was that you that had the fire? I got the smell of something burning, like a house burning. And so I had a big warning to everybody, be careful because, you know, I'm smelling a house, something associated with a house burning. And so that's also one clair, is the clair of, you know, smelling. And then there's also, that's what I thought it was you. And then there's the clair of like taste, where there's been times where like I'll suddenly taste food that I'm not eating, have not eaten in a while. And then usually there's a message associated with that. Either it triggers a memory, which triggers a message, or, you know, in this case, because I'm connected to all of you, boy, you guys are intently listening. Because I'm connected to all of you, you know, I'll usually put it out up here to help the person connect with whatever message is being given, if that makes sense. So there's that. There's also psychometry. It's like, you know, holding an item and feeling the feelings and seeing things and hearing things and all that from holding an item. It's just kind of focusing on feeling the energy associated with the item. And when you feel the energy associated with the item, then it can open up, you know, either clear knowing or visions or things of that nature. You've been listening to a lot of music, singing, and noticing changes. Okay, good, good. You hear light humming sometimes, or earrings. Well, what side is your earring on? What side is your ear ringing on? I haven't had a chance to look at all the transits and the aspects at the moment, Elizabeth. With my move, I've been super focused on everything in here. So the side that your ear is ringing on is important. If it's your left, might want to look out. Okay, left and high pitched, spirit is massively trying to get your attention. Left and high pitched, spirit is trying to tell you something, and it could be a massive warning. If it's not a warning, spirit is trying to get your attention. So you need to pay attention to what's going on around you and see if you can figure out what it is. If it doesn't stop after that, you might want to make sure your ears are in good health and all that. You pick up feelings from pictures. Yes, exactly. Like you could look at a picture and pick up emotions. So you paint with music on, so you get them both. Good, good, good. I always end up in an altered state when I'm listening to binaural beats. Specifically, I've been using one lately that really, really, really sets me into massive psychic mode. Crazily so, but I usually use that 10,000 hertz one, ringing between the ears. That I don't know. That I don't know. No apologies needed. I just haven't been looking at the astrological stuff here in the last couple of weeks, because I've been so focused on getting this stuff boxed up, getting it lined up and all that stuff. So left from right. So it starts at your left and then goes right to the right. I don't know. I haven't ran into that. Hearing loss. Well, it could be. You want to make sure you don't have any, what is it called? Tinnitus, and that you don't have any kind of sinus backup or anything like that going on in your ears also. But white noise, like cabin noises and Tibetan singing bowls. Oh, you know, I love Gregorian chant. Do you guys ever listen to that? I like listening to the monks chant. In one ear and out the other, Lou. Yeah, might be. Yeah, I love listening to them chant. There's just something so soothing about it, you know? Right ear ringing. Well, there's about three or four different, you know, that's so funny, Tess, because as soon as I said that, I thought, I bet Tess listens to them too. So right ear ringing could be a message from spirit. It could be some sort of happy message. Somebody might be talking very kindly, very good about you. Which is it's always nice to know when somebody's talking great about you, you know. And then there's a couple other meanings too. Look up right ear ringing and left ear ringing, and you'll see all the various possibilities. Left ear for me is always a warning. Anybody asks me about left ear, my immediate response is warning. It's a warning. It's a warning. Because left ear being a warning usually is always something is about to happen. So just be careful of that. The left ear goes, brace yourself. It might be something rough. Hopefully not. It can also be somebody speaking badly about you. So if you've had a problem with somebody recently, just be like, okay, fine. Somebody's like gossiping. No big deal. Turn around and walk away. No. No. Lou. Left ear is somebody's talking bad about you. Right ear is somebody's talking good about you. Left is always the warning. Right is always the positive. It's the opposite way. Yes, the warning can be connected to another person. You could hear 3 people talking about you in... Yeah, see, that's so interesting, because I find that interesting, super rocking, because there's sometimes like where I'll be in meditation too, and I'm suddenly transported to where somebody is, and I'm seeing everything that's happening as well and what they're saying. It's very weird. It's a weird experience. That's pretty cool that happened from your game. That's pretty wild. Very wild. Very wild. Everybody got quiet. Everybody got quiet. And you got the high-pitched ringing in your noise from that, in your ear from that. That's so funny. It's almost like Spirit was saying, no. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all are falling asleep. But we should probably cancel the rest of tonight, because we've been going for 147 minutes. Exactly. Spirit doesn't want you to overthink. Yep. Your right ear's ringing off and on for a few days. I'd see if you could try to figure out what Spirit's trying to tell you with that. Usually, there's a lovely message, so it may be something really good. Everybody, I hope you have a beautiful night. Beautiful night. Love and light to everyone. And I'll see you guys again soon. Tuesday night, VIP group. Tuesday night, chakras. You're welcome, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Love and light to everyone. Bye. Big hug.